What up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. How is everyone's evening going? Say hello to everyone. Hi, PJ. Thank you. I'm glad you can make it. Hi, MJ. Let's see. Has it stopped raining for you? Yeah, we haven't really gotten any rain lately at all. It rains for like, I don't know, a few minutes and then it's just back to heat. But yeah, PJ's been getting a lot of rain. Hi, Judy. How are you? Welcome in, Killshot. Crazy Mama, Sway, Melissa, BW Reacts. Hoping for answers. Crime with Bobby, Sifa, Megs. Thank you all for being here. So I know not many were able to watch the press conference with me this morning because I did do it I have an alt account that I'm going to eventually put content on and do things there. And so that was actually my first live on that channel. So yeah, I streamed the press conference and there was a lot that came out with this case. How many of you in chat are pretty familiar with what's going on in the Carlee Russell case? Yeah, that's nothing new. Nightbot works whenever he wants to, it seems. There he is. He's working. He's doing fine. Okay, sorry about that. Let me pull up my little... Okay, so I wrote out pretty much a little Google Docs with notes from the press conference and things like that from the case today because this case has been a lot going on. It's been speculation, people are thinking that it's a hoax. This is what others are saying, not myself. I personally don't really know what to think about this case because it is all over. I mean, there's things that aren't adding up, things that don't make sense, not even to the police chief. So let's see. Kursuma, and I saw somebody else come in. Did I miss? I don't know if I missed. Oh, Michael Hinkle. Hi, how are you? I'm glad you could make it. Yeah, there's a lot that don't add up. Hi, Kim K. Welcome in. Yeah, so what are your guys' overall thoughts on Carlee's case? Like, do y'all think that she planned it? Do y'all think that it was a hoax? Do y'all think that she really was abducted and her story really is true? Which I find that hard to believe, but that's just my opinion. Let's see. Too much proof that points to not being real. Yeah, a lot of it is starting to be a bunch of BS. I think this is why they do not take adult missing cases serious. Exactly, PJ. It has an effect on missing persons cases in general. Whenever people do this kind of thing, if it's proven, that something is definitely not right here. Excuse me. But yeah, like it bothers me that they, went to the extents they did. And if y'all did hear, yeah, this is what I was going to say, hoping for answers. The internet searches is what has my attention. Sounds like Ellie thinks there is more to her story. Oh yeah, they definitely sounded like they thought there was more to it. He spoke on all that. I'm about to get to all of that right now. Let's see. Carlee's boyfriend or ex-boyfriend, whatever, posted the other day on Instagram and Facebook a long post about her being kidnapped. Today he deleted all posts and pics. Really? off of his page. Okay, so that speaks volumes. So now they have the press conference happens today, and he decides to take down all those posts. And if you go back to the live where me and Bobby did the other day, I read through those posts, and he was adamant about her being abducted, and she went through, not in so many words, hell, and she was fighting for her life. So make that make sense. Right. No, there was no proof of a kidnapper. There was no mention of a child being missing. No, they did not. And they don't have any reason to believe that there is a child missing. All right. So I'm just going to read through, like I said, I wrote down a bunch of notes. But so for the disappearance, and this is for those that may be watching on replay or those that are here that kind of don't know the background. I do just like a little bit of a rundown. And in red, I add things that have been officially stated by police or questions that I might have. So what we know about her disappearance is on Thursday night, which was July 13th, around 9:34 p.m. Hoover PD, Hoover 911 received a call from Russell stating she saw a male toddler in a diaper on the interstate near the John Hawkins Parkway exit. Now, the press conference stated that she also spoke to people known to her on the phone as she drove before calling 911. So that was mentioned today. So that was my question. Who did she call, and what were those conversations about? We do know that she did call a family member, and that family member said that she was like yelling on the phone, screaming about the missing, stopping to check on this child, and that she was pulling over. So maybe that was one of the phone calls, but I wonder if she made any other ones that they're not mentioning. Welcome in, Evie. How are you doing? They said family and 911. Right. Yeah, I had wrote it down. Yeah, so it was like just people that were known to her. I was just curious as to if she called anyone besides that family member. I don't know, her call logs and her text history and all that. It's probably going to be very interesting. So despite the steady stream of traffic at the time of the incident, police say they never received any additional calls regarding a toddler walking down the interstate, and at this time have obtained no evidence of a toddler near the scene. So that's what my question kind of goes off of. With all the traffic we've seen in the footage they released of her vehicle stopping, driving 600 yards following the child, and the 600 yards was confirmed today at the press conference. Before coming to a stop on the shoulder, nobody else saw anything. All we see is her exiting the vehicle. We see no other movement. Why has nobody else come forward with any info on spotting a child or anything surrounding her stop? I mean, that's like red flag number one. You're saying that you're pulling over to help this child. Well, if there is no missing child in the area, I have um like a transcript in here about some of the dispatch calls, and they wanted to check the area to see if there was also a child that maybe had roamed away from home that they couldn't locate. And today's press conference says there's no missing child. Are they going to release her call log? I would think in the future they probably will. More will come out. But if this does, turn into a criminal case, there's going to be a lot of things that are going to be hidden until they decide to put that stuff out. She conveniently walked home. Yeah, right? I'm not sure, Kristen, but thank you and Sifa for dropping links. For creators, let me put my banner on so creators know. Any creators in here, you pretty much all know the drill. You type in the word link drop, all lowercase, no space, and Nightbot should automatically drop your channel for you. Yeah, I can agree with this. It's malarkey and wasted resources, in my opinion. I agree. Okay, so she was on her way home from her job at the Woodhouse Day Spa. Now, the press conference today said she was seen on surveillance concealing a bathrobe and toilet paper when leaving work. What in the world? Why was she concealing these items? And like Kristen said earlier when I was streaming, concealing anything is a red flag. Why was she concealing a bathrobe and toilet paper when she left work? MJ, no. According to everything we know, there's no missing child. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. So she has a change of clothes, maybe? I mean, what else could be the reason? What if the toddler was taken and no one has record of such toddler? I mean, I guess that could be a possibility. That might be something. My only thing is that from the surveillance that they do have of the traffic stop and everything like that, I believe they've spoken to a truck driver. He didn't spot any, no one else in the area spotted a child, and that was a very, very busy interstate, as you could see. So, in my opinion, being that there is no other proof of a child being missing in the area and no other spottings of a child or a toddler walking on side of the road, I would say that they're pretty confident that there is no missing child. But I could be wrong on that. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. Kristen, she was taking toilet paper to use over the weekend. Yeah, it's like she had this whole thing planned out. So that's what I was wondering too. Did she have some kind of mental breakdown? But then again, when you go over the search history, she was doing this starting July 11th. She went missing July 13th. So it seems like she had something planned. But again, that's just my speculation. I don't know anything for sure. And this is also very true. They're still waiting to speak to her again. They've only had one conversation with her in which she told her story, and she has yet to speak to them again. My thing is if they have all of this information on her searches, they have her concealing these items and all this going on, why can't they just take her in for questioning? I mean, like, why? That's my question. Maybe it's me not understanding exactly how the procedure works, but maybe how I think it should go. But why have they not taken her in for questioning with everything else that they're uncovering? She left the food she picked up in the car, staging effect. See, and I read something different, I think, Kim K, that said that none of the snacks were there, but it could be the other way around. I know a lot of her personal things were left behind. I mean, her purse with her Apple Watch in it, her wig was found on the ground, and other items. Yeah, I have a lot of questions. Maybe she was meeting up with someone to take a trip or something. I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense, right? It it doesn't make sense at all. Like it's almost to me like they used the idea of a missing child or a child being, alone that would get the law enforcement there quicker, and that's only going on the theory and speculation on if she made this up, if she planned it and it was all fake. That's only going by that theory. You could use a child situation to get the police there quick, and like I just don't know the motive behind it. That's where I don't know what to think. Yes, wait, Chad Dorman, and that's a whole other horrible case. So rumor has it I haven't come across any of that information, MJ. And like I said, there is a lot of people talking and so on all platforms. And there's a lot of rumors, a lot of speculation going around. It's just we don't know what the truth is. We have to filter out the truth. We have to pay attention to what law enforcement's putting out so that we do know the truth and can kind of stay up to date with like factual information. But yeah, MJ, if that is a rumor that you saw, um, definitely just something to think about. I have to just say my opinion. She was lacking attention and maybe thought she would get it this way, but didn't plan it out fully and the consequences that would come with it. I don't know. It's just so sad. Right. And I can see exactly what you mean. And that kind of goes with like the mental breakdown, some kind of episode of some sort. And like you said, she didn't think it out or plan it fully. Maybe she didn't think it was going to get this huge and blow up this big. I don't know. Like I said, I would love to know her motives. I would love for her to speak more because her story just doesn't make any sense. In regards to the robe, doesn't she work at a spa? She does, but the way they worded it was surveillance, like she was seen on surveillance concealing it, almost like she wasn't supposed to be leaving with it. Why would she be hiding it? That's the thing that doesn't make any sense. Okay, yeah, see, that's what I was saying. I might have missed a couple of things, Kim K. So thank you. So, food was still in the car. Yeah, so she left a lot of things behind. Exactly, Judy. Just tell the truth. Okay, I'm gonna keep reading through this because I do have a lot. So she was on her way home from her job. Okay, I already read that. Sorry. She stopped to get food at the Colonnade. They did say that she ordered food from Taziki's. Is that this? Does anyone know if that is the same as the Colonnade? Because everything I've read was about Taziki's. So I'm gonna go with that. That was mentioned in the press conference. She bought granola bars and cheeses from Target, according to the press conference. Those items were not found anywhere in or around Carlee's car. So, MJ, I think we both need to just go back because I thought it wasn't found, but you said today they said it was found, so I could be wrong. But either way, those items were purchased. And she was about 10 minutes from her house, according to her parents. Now, that's what her parents said. Carlee Russell then stopped to check on the child and called a family member, according to police. The family told investigators that they lost contact with her, but the phone line remained open. And later on, when I get to the dispatch area, he does say that the family member says that her phone line was like still on because he could hear traffic in the background. So when police arrived, they found Carlee Russell's car and belongings, but there was no sign of her or a toddler. They had not been able to locate anyone with Carlee Russell from the time she left, where she picked up food, to the time she made the 911 phone call. So this is the 911 call on the dispatch center side. They did release the 911 call of Carlee calling in about the child, but I haven't been able to find the transcript for it, so I can't play that one. Let's see. Hold on, let me catch up. I'm way behind. All right, PJ. Personally, I believe something is going on that possibly could be a cry for help. Maybe not a crisis, but something in her life. Yeah, like definitely something for attention. She is having maybe some kind of mental health breakdown. So I don't know, but to go to the lengths that she has gone, it's very disturbing. Okay, so it is in a colonnade. Thank you, Kristen. I had just saw two different names, and I just wanted to make sure that they were like one and the same, not two different places. I left the food in the car, but the snacks were taken. Yeah. Oh, yeah. She had takeout. She left the takeout in the car, and the snacks were taken. Maybe so. Yes, it's at the colonnade, but she got stuff from Target, and it was not left in or around the car. And the stuff she was supposed to have taken from her job that day, it's really sus. Really, really, really sus. Okay, so on the dispatch call, he calls in. The dispatch center says you'll be looking for a 3 to 4 year old child on the side of the interstate. A caller was in a red Mercedes vehicle on the shoulder of the interstate. Child was said to be in a diaper and white t-shirt, white male. Caller advised that there are no cars in the area. Seemed like the child was abandoned on the side of the road. The officer tells dispatch to call the caller back because she's not at her vehicle. They tried to call her back and they received no answer. They confirmed that it was southbound, walking southbound. If she wasn't there, that's where they had spotted. It would be southbound, walking southbound. The officer states that she is not at her vehicle. It's unlocked and running, and all her personal belongings there except for her phone. Officers are also wanting to check surrounding areas to make sure a child hadn't wandered away from home. They state that they also received a call from her family. Sister said she could hear an open line because she could hear cars on side of the interstate. So this was like the dispatch side of the 911 call. So after they received the call from her, this is them communicating with the officers. All right, so confirmed by the police, snacks and toilet paper gone, but dinner was in the car. Okay, thank you, Kristen. All right, so a call came in, and then, like I said, I skip around because the red is like I went through the dispatch, and then yeah, just kind of broke it down because I was writing everything down, and I was like, no, I'm gonna type this up. A call came in, and this Red Roof Inn call still has me wondering what exactly this was about. But a call came in from the Red Roof Inn just hours before Russell returned home, saying they had gotten a call that she was at one of the Red Roof Inn locations, according to the 911 call. So the Red Roof Inn 911 call, they said a family member was saying they received a call from the missing person, Carlee Russell, saying she was at that location. Dispatch says that there were about 6 carloads of people there and they weren't being hostile. The front desk says no one checked in on Carlee's name, and family said the call they received didn't specify which Red Roof Inn was referenced. Police revealed that surveillance footage taken from her neighborhood shows Russell walking down the sidewalk alone before arriving at her home Saturday night, July 15th. So, what exactly is the the Red Roof Inn? If this was like a planned fake thing, like how does that come into play? What would be the point? I mean, I guess like misleading police so that she can get a head start to get home. Like, I don't know. My brain goes in 100 different directions with this whole red roof thing because she was definitely not there. She ended up showing up at her parents' home. Truth to Power says a 6-month-old child was missing in this area just days before. The child was eventually found. Maybe that gave her the idea. Also, just hours away, an empty stroller was on the side. Hmm. Yeah, that is definitely interesting. And the only thing that makes me think that they're pretty confident in that it not being tied to a child that was missing is because of the fact that they even have like I believe it said the Secret Service and Homeland Security and all of them, FBI, everyone is involved in this case, and I'm pretty sure that they're looking very thoroughly into it. I mean, I can only hope. They said they seem to be on top of it, so I'll be running like my feet on fire if I got away from abductors, not leisurely walking down the street. Right. Unless she had gone wherever she had gone and had a mental episode, realized the weight of it, and then, you know what I mean? Like, we don't really know her mindset. We don't know exactly what happened. So it's hard to speculate on what in the world was really going on. I don't think you can use a fake name because in some hotels, yeah, in every hotel, you have to check in with your ID, and like they're pretty strict on it matching a credit or debit card that's on file. Like there's all sorts of things. So pretty sure that whole red roof thing was just like a distraction. Ring cam evidence is real in these cases, definitely. Yes, the marshals are involved too. Okay, thank you, Stefan. Let me grab that real quick and I'll be right back. Yeah. Okay, so let me see what this is. Sorry, y'all. I'm just trying to make sure what this is. Um, Tifa, is this the 911 call? Hey, Far, how are you? Thank you for joining. Because I just want to make sure that I'm able to play it on live. Okay, so police revealed that surveillance footage taken. Oh, I already read that. Jeez, yeah, I'm all over the place again. When Carlee Russell's mother was asked what happened when they first saw their daughter, she noted that they were overwhelmed, but Carlee needed medical attention. We tried to hug her as best we could, but I had to stand back because she was not in a good state. So I had to stand back and let medical professionals work with her. Talitha Russell said, that's her mom. So, you have to wonder, is the mom, being honest, did Carlee appear to her as not okay and not in the right mindset? And she was really worried about her daughter. A lot of people are saying the whole family is involved in it. Of course, that's just rumors that are going around. So I just want to know more. I have way too many questions. In terms of what happened to Carlee Russell during the time that she went missing, her parents said they cannot speak to anything about the case itself. They do, however, believe there is an abductor out there and police continue the search. So today at the news conference, Hoover Police Chief Nick Durzis said the investigation continues, but authorities do not believe there is a threat to the community, which is just south of Birmingham. Durzis told reporters no one has reported a missing child and investigators have found no evidence of one. The chief said officers have been unable to verify most of Russell's initial statement, though they want to interview her again. So below is what I'm going to read is what Russell's account was. This is what she told police. She only spoke one time to the investigators. Dervis told reporters that she told investigators she got out of the vehicle Thursday to check on the child, and a man came out of the trees and mumbled that he was checking on the baby. She claimed that the man then picked her up and she screamed. He said, this is the detective telling the story, like telling her statement, basically. According to the chief, Russell told police the man made her go over a fence and she was forced into a car. So she's saying a man came out of the woods, mumbled something about checking on a baby, picked her up, she screamed, he made her go over a fence, and then she was forced into another vehicle. The next thing she remembers is being in the trailer of an 18-wheeler. She stated that the male was with the female, however, she never saw the female, only hearing her voice. She also told detectives she could hear a baby crying. Durzis said, I always want to say Dervis. Russell told detectives that her abductor had orange hair with a bald spot. She told them at one point she was able to escape the 18-wheeler, but was caught again and put into a car. Okay, so she went from in the woods into a car, then waking up or remembering being in the trailer of an 18-wheeler. She escaped that and then ends up in another car. I mean, the story already just sounds crazy of what she was saying. Not saying that it can't be true. Not saying that at all. It just sounds all over the place. She claimed she was blindfolded but was not tied up because the captors said they did not want to leave impressions on her wrist. She said that they took her into a house and made her get undressed. She believes they took, and can I get a trigger warning in chat, please? She believes they took pictures of her but does not remember them having any physical or sexual contact. Russell told police the next day she woke up and the woman fed her cheese crackers and played with her hair. This just sounds so bizarre to me. Am I the only one? Like, her story sounds really far-fetched. Oh, thank you, Sifa. Sorry that happened. Hoping for answers. Was it Nightbot or was it a mod, Sifa? You're good, Killshot. Thank you for listening. Okay, so what you send me goes over it. Don't. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Nightbot has the wrong link. No, he does not, Killshot. Are you sure? Really? I'm gonna have to fix it. Dang it. My bad, kill shot. Okay, Shelly, I'll check it in just a second. Yeah, right? I'm not the only one that's thinking something is definitely wrong with this. All over the place and sideways. For real. Oh my gosh. Okay. So then the chief said Russell told police she was able to escape after being put back in the vehicle. Okay. Wait. Okay, so she left from that car and she's in a house and all of this is happening, and then she was able to escape when they were trying to put her back into a vehicle. She said she ran through woods before coming out near her home. See, and this is when I have to wonder about the mother and the location. What is the irony of all of this going down in the location? Because remember, her mom said earlier that she was only about 5 miles away from home. So then it's like how convenient for her to have escaped all of these vehicles and homes and everything. And then she's running through the woods and oh, she comes out right near her home. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. This case is driving me crazy. I don't know what to think anymore, but something is not right. Whatever her mom was part of it. That's what I'm saying. And I don't know. And like for anyone that's here, I'm not putting any of this out as fact. The things that I am reading on my screen are facts. They're from law enforcement and from the press conferences. In between, I will speculate and have our opinions. And anyone in chat is able to voice your opinion. Please don't feel like you can't voice your opinion here. All opinions are welcome. Michael, good evening. How are you? Oh, did you get a new cell phone? It's just what I get from the UAB college. Our youngest is a student and they give alerts for everything, but not this. Oh, so you're saying they didn't get an alert? Hmm. Yeah, that's what I was wondering, Judy, but she doesn't speculate on anything. She only spoke to them one time and she's not being honest, obviously. All right, let me see. So Russell came home around 10:45 p.m. Saturday, returning on foot, according to Hoover police. Authorities said she was taken to a hospital, treated, and released. So according to the press conference today, uh, Durza said that Hoover PD had enlisted the help of the United States Secret Service in analyzing data from Carlee Russell's cell phone. See, that's what I mean. If Secret Service is involved, if there's fraud, if there's any of that going on, holy crap, they're in a whole lot of trouble. The data included, no, I'm sorry, the data includes several internet searches in the days leading up to her disappearance that I think are very relevant to this case, Durza said. And again, he's the chief. This is what they found. So you have Tuesday, July 11th. This is 2 days before she goes missing, quote unquote. 7:30 in the morning, she's doing a search for, do you have to pay for an Amber Alert? Thursday, July 13th, 1:03 a.m. This is the day that she's going to go missing. How to take money from a register without being caught. Then you have a little later, about an hour and 13 minutes, 10 minutes later, Birmingham bus station. 2:35 a.m., she does a search for a one-way ticket from Birmingham to Nashville with a departure date of July 13th. Thursday, July 13th at noon, a little afternoon, she does a search for the movie Taken. We all know what the movie Taken is about. It's about someone being abducted and then being like rescued and saved. It's like, a was this a public plea for help? Mentally, she's needing help. Like, it could be a number of things. It could be having a mental breakdown. It could be a hoax, a plan to maybe see how far or how long they could get away with this, or whatever the case may be. I'm happy for her parents that she is safe. I feel they believe what she said happened. They may have absolutely nothing to do with it. But the thing is like we don't know, and that's where my issue is. He was unhacking. It looked like it said unpacking. I thought he got a new phone. Oops. I'm upset because I heard she said because of her race that nobody was going to do anything, but I guess she found out that we care race doesn't matter, but that's what is going on through the grapevine. Yeah, and that's the sad thing is that there's a lot of cases that don't get enough coverage as it is, and with Indigenous women and like this, if this is fake, if this is a hoax, this makes it even worse for all missing persons cases because all cases matter. You know, we all matter. And just for someone to do like this, do something like this, an adult case at that, you're involving a child, so it makes it more believable. So I really hope and pray that this just wasn't some big elaborate plan and scheme. If it's, you know what I mean? If she was having a mental breakdown of some sort, okay, like make it make sense. But to fake something like this, that's a little extreme. So it was said her state doesn't play. If she didn't, I mean, if she did make this up, they will charge her with something, supposedly. Yeah, and Hoping Francis, you have to look at the agencies involved. I mean, you got Homeland and Secret Service involved. It's pretty big. Yeah, why would you pay for an Amber Alert? Why would she be searching for do you have to pay for an Amber Alert? Like, I wonder if one of the plans was maybe we should put out an Amber Alert for a missing child. You know what I mean? Like, things like that go through my mind. They were, mm, I don't know. I don't want to be biased because I don't know. But I mean, I have my own speculations and I didn't at first. I was very, very like, and you'll see from the first time I covered her case, I was just glad that she was found safe. I didn't know the circumstances, you know, and me and Bobby had a live, and the main things we talked about was number one, is there a missing child that should be being looked for? Like, why is there no mentioning of a child being missing? Where is this kid? And then the second thing was, and Bobby made this brought this up, was is there an abductor in the area? Should the community be worried? You know, I was happy that she was found safe, but I just there was so much that came out afterwards and so many different conflicting stories that things weren't making sense. And I'm guessing they were putting the pressure on because, you know, for them to decide to finally have the press conference today, you know, that they're on it. It's not like some areas where we wait forever for press conferences that we never get. Let's see. Thank you for dropping the emails, Sifa, and the links, Kristen. Y'all are awesome. I'm just putting this out there. If I ever go missing, I want all these YouTube channels to look for me. I won't be mad because the YouTube community seems to be the only people that will get something done. Right. And social media in general, you know, like some creators and some platforms do a lot of damage to cases when they do put out false information or they, you know, spread these rumors and then they spread like they go like wildfire or they plant little seeds and then it becomes something it's not. But there's a lot of good that can come from social media covering these cases. So I hope someone does come forward, and not to us, but just in general, that knows something on this case. They come forward, says something, and someone speaks the truth. Because if this is made up and this is fake, yeah, this makes the whole missing person thing even harder than it already is. All right, catching up on chat. Okay, so yeah, the last search she did was for the movie Taken. Additionally, two searches related to Amber Alerts were found on a computer at Carlee's place of employment, including one regarding the maximum age of an Amber Alert. So here she is searching what's the max age that you can be to get an Amber Alert out. What would be the purpose of that? I mean, was she thinking she was going to maybe try to get an Amber Alert out for herself? I'm just really confused right now. I have a lot of questions. There was a searches on Carlee's phone that appeared to shed some light on her mindset, but out of respect for her privacy, we will not be releasing the content of those searches at this time. So that tells you, for him to say that it sheds light on her mindset, um, that could very well point to having some kind of mental breakdown. That's just how I interpret that, but I could be completely wrong. Yeah, right? Okay, so he even admits that there are many questions left to be answered, and he says that only Carlee can provide those answers. He said that her wig, cell phone, and purse were in or near her vehicle when first responders arrived, but the snacks from Target and the items she took from her workplace were not. I do think it's highly unusual for the day someone gets kidnapped. Several hours before that, they're Googling the movie Taken about an abduction. I find that very strange. Those are words from the police chief today at the press conference. So, yeah, they're definitely feeling some type of way about this. But yeah, I think that is the all the notes I had wrote down. I just kind of wanted to chat and see where are your theories. What are you guys thinking about this case? Judy said if I go missing, Daisy will send alligators to Vermont. Judy, we got you, but I don't know if I'm messing with some alligators. Oh, my chair makes all kind of noise. You can hear it, right? Y'all hear Milo too? Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, let me get the one that Sifa sent me. So it's pretty much, yeah, this is what I was reading earlier from the dispatch side of things. Yeah, they were trying to call back and they weren't getting an answer. So they did play the 911 call from Carlee about the missing child. It was just really hard to understand at the press conference for one, so I wouldn't even try to play it even if I could because it was hard to understand everything that was being said. Sorry, I'm just kind of making sure this isn't stuff that I've previously covered. Okay, so I think we're pretty caught up. But yeah, so today's press conference, the most alarming thing to me was the different searches on her phones. All of those things are red flags, in my opinion. And I'm leaning more towards a mental health breakdown of some sort, or it was some kind of plan for whatever sick reason. I have no idea. But just know that I will be looking for updates as they come, and I will present them as I get them. Oh God, what are you guys talking about in chat? Kitty treats. I have to do balls. What? What, Judy? Your kitty is. OMG. Okay, hold on. So, let me try to grab that one. But actually, let me see if I can grab the transcript from it. Okay, so I can read the transcript of the 911 call. She says, I'm on Interstate 459, and there is a kid that's walking by themselves where, oh gosh, and this is going to be between her and the dispatch. Okay. She says, where am I? Oh my God. He's asking, where are you? And she says she's right next to the exit 10 by Lake something. Yeah, this is very confusing. These transcripts do not do the captions correctly at all. But she does state it looks like a toddler, maybe 3 or 4. He asks, could you pull over with them? Are you still with them? She says, yes, okay. And he says, are you with the child right now? She says, no, I'm not. I didn't get out of the car. I can see them though. They said, do you mind staying and keeping an eye on them until we get there? And she says, yeah, yeah. Okay, and he asks what kind of car she's in. She says a red Mercedes Benz SUV. And he says that they're on their way. The police asked, did you talk to a child at all? Or did you say anything? She said, no. Do they look injured? She said, no, they're white male. She thinks it's a little boy. He's wearing clothes. Yeah, a white t-shirt. Doesn't look like he has any pants on. Looks like a diaper. And they asked, you don't see any cars anywhere? She says, no. All right, what's your name? And that's what's weird is like in the footage, they do show cars that are passing by. But yeah, so basically she says that she is going to keep an eye on them until they get there. She says, she's like, all right, I'll, keep an eye on them. And they say officers are on the way. She says, thank you. Okay. And I believe that's when they hang up. Chat can be a scary place. I get it. They even checked the searches on her work. Right. They did a thorough search because for them to find those other searches on her computer at work. Yeah. But anyway, it's been almost an hour and I've been wanting to go over the press conference notes and just a kind of a rundown. Because I know some people hadn't been following it very closely, but we've been having updates almost every day, it seems, or something new coming out. So I did do a live on it. I don't know what day. I mean, I think it was the day. Let me go check and grab that one just in case anybody wants to watch the replay. So I had a live on the day that she was found. I posted it on my community post when she went missing, and then she was found safe. So I did a live on it. And yeah, if you go back and watch that one, at that point, it was mainly just, glad she's found safe. Don't know the situation, don't know what's going on. But Bobby was on panel and he's been following it pretty closely. And yeah, with Dylan, having him help me out with this case in the background and keeping up with Nerdy and everyone on Twitter. So if you guys want to keep up with moment to moment updates and stuff like that, I would suggest Twitter because I get a lot of information from there. But I will put it out also as I come across it. So I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Did I show this one? There were a lot of cars in that camera footage that they showed. There were lots of witnesses if there was a child there. But yeah, thank you mods. Thank you chat. Thank you everyone for being here. Yeah, thank you, Stephen. That's the live I covered when Carlee was found. And I do a background of what happened, which is kind of what I talked about in here. So you pretty much have a good idea of how everything went down. But yeah, there's lots of people covering it, lots of creators. Just check them out, form your own opinions, and we will talk more about it if more comes out. Thank you again for everyone joining. I love you all, and I'll see you next time.